Let's do this thing. Good. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Southwood County Stadium here on the beautiful campus of Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln High School as we get you ready for Week 2 of the WIAA high school football season. We got a good one for you here in Wisconsin Rapids. It is the visiting Pepin-Alma Eagles coming in at 1-0 overall, head coached by Mike Olson after taking it to Elmwood Plum City last week, 36-26, going up against the home Assumption Royals, head coached by Jeff Sullivan, and they are 1-0 on the season. They won last week at Necedah 35-0. The game was called with 3 minutes to go in the first half due to a lightning storm, and they weren't just going to sit around and wait for the storm to pass. They weren't going to come back and continue the game the next day, as Assumption was doing all they could to really put their foot on the gas and foot on the throat of the Necedah Cardinals last week. Good evening again, everyone. Steve Ames alongside Josh Bush and Olivia Zimmerman on this beautiful Friday night. We are starting at 6 o'clock, or pert near, not exactly 6 o'clock, because we are, again, a little behind on timing here. But Pepin-Alma, a very good football team coming in here this year. Last year, 8-2. They lost at Spring Valley in Level 2 last year, 27-21. They were 6-1 in the Dairyland Conference behind Augusta, who won the conference last year. Augusta came to Pittsville last weekend and took down the Pittsville Panthers. They did so last year as well. I just remember Joe Anderson going to Augusta and covering that game. They only do have 5 starters returning on offense, 3 on defense. A relatively young team, a lot of juniors, 3 seniors, but they are led by their senior quarterback, Drew Seifert, and wide receiver Evan Olson. If I can get a number here, 23. Evan Olson, just a junior, but a great wide receiver in his own right. Last week, Seifert, 7 of 9 through the air, 147 yards and a touchdown. He ran it 5 times for 23 yards. But the 2 big names offensively for Pepin-Alma, Demetrius Bergman, 31 rushes last year, 177 yards and 4 touchdowns. And through the receiving, Evan Olson had 4 catches, 122 yards on just 4 catches, and a touchdown for Evan Olson in that 10-point win over Elmwood Plum City. They gained 405 total yards last week in that win over Elmwood Plum City. For the Assumption Royals, coming in after that 35-0 win, but that 35-0 win, but again, they only played 21 minutes of football. Jack Klott, 2 of 3 through the air, 64 yards, a touchdown and an interception, 5 carries, 17 yards for Jack. On the ground, Assumption really spread it out. Kate Stats, 3 rushes, 45 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Manny Schultz, 5 rushes, 32 yards and a touchdown. Mason Kubis, 3 rushes, 31 yards and a touchdown. Nick Lieberg, 3 rushes for 27 yards. The 2 receptions on the night, Nick Lieberg had a 30-yard reception. Ryan Shaw had a 34-yard reception for that touchdown. They had 2 takeaways, 1 interception by Ryan Shaw. They also got a fumble on the game as well. They blocked a punt, and Mason Kubis was 5 for 5 in point after touchdown. So we are just awaiting. No, we're good to go. Phil Hartley doing our PA here again tonight. As the announcements being made, the national anthem will be played as well. Alexis Walton said she's going to give it a try, and we'll see how that pans out. We'll have our invocation and our national anthem right here on Zaleski Sports.
We ask your blessing on the game we are about to play. The opportunity to compete and bring out our best in each other. Please keep everyone safe from injury, harm, and disrespect. For our athletes, coaches, fans, and officials, give each of us the charity, humility, and courage to play, coach, cheer, and referee in a manner which is pleasing you, giving our absolute best for your honor and glory. St. Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. be our defense against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of heavenly hosts, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. High school athletics are eventful. As members of the Central Wisconsin Conference, please remember that players, coaches, and officials try to do their best. Let's respect their efforts. Thank you. Please remain standing, face the flag. Join in the singing of our national anthem, this evening led by Alexis Wall.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yeah. Threw me off a little bit.
Now for this evening's starting lineup. First on offense for the Eagles. Number 5, junior Demetrius Bergman.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. Demetrius Bergman, the junior running back, being announced. 6 foot, 180. They also got Maddox Stewart,
Number 23, junior
23. Evan Olson. Evan Olson, one to watch here tonight.
31, senior
31, Drew Seifert, the quarterback. 6'1", 190.
junior Keegan Steele.
Keegan Steele for the Pepin-Alma
Number 50,
Eagles
junior
as well.
Grant Hopper.
And
64,
again, the
junior
rest of
Alex
the
Braddock.
The rest of the Pepin-Alma Eagles coming in again at 1-0 overall, head coach by Mike Olson, kind of going through their playoff history. As just Alma, they made it in 2004, 5, 6, and 7. As Alma Gilmanton 90 or 89, 90, and 96. As just Pepin 99, 2002. 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, and 08. And then as Pepin-Alma, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 13, 16, and 19. They were state runners-up in 14 and 15. Their 11-time playoff appearances for Pepin-Alma as a co-op. Cade stats being announced.
26, senior
Nick Lieberg. Again, 8 seniors on this Assumption football team this year, and very high hopes for this Royals team in 2022. And we're hoping for big things for the Royals. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Solaris. So much of our lives riding on the internet these days. Choosing a provider you know and trust has become more important than ever. Solaris Fiber Network is the fastest technology available. It's more reliable than cable internet and provides equal upload and download speeds. Solaris has been keeping Central Wisconsin connected for over 125 years and has the speed you need. Call, stop in, or visit Solaris.net to learn more. Assumption in their home blue uniforms, Pepin-Alma in their road whites. As we about to get underway here in week number 2. We had a great game last night. Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln knocking off Stoughton 42-13. And and a bounce-back win for the Red Raiders, as a high-powered offense of Pepin-Alma will start first on offense. And Coach Sullivan sends out his special teams. Again, starting a little bit late. Kickoff scheduled for 6 o'clock. We're at 6:05. They're already 3 minutes in the game in Stevens Point, Pacelli and Brookfield Academy.
Number 22, Mason Kubis.
Mason Kubis, who was phenomenal last week, kicking for the Royals, will do the honors again here to start tonight. Back to receive Demetrius Bergman on the far left side. Don't see, there's a 1 there, maybe Lawson Steery. The 17 maybe, Jackson Reescroft. And Kubis smacks his pads, and we are underway here in week number 2. Reescroft will watch it go out of bounds, and Pepin-Alma will have great field position to start here tonight. Not exactly what you want to do on an opening kickoff, but that's where we are right now. And Pepin-Alma, again, with the high-powered offense led by Drew Seifert, the quarterback, Evan Olson. Pepin-Alma will start first and 10 at the 35-yard line, working north to south as we watch here, left to right as you watch at home. Wide receiver set up to the far side is Keegan Stile. Under center is Seifert. Again, very familiar formation as the Assumption Royals have. Seifert back to pass on the first play of the game. They set up a screen. It is perfect. Wide open, huge hole. Joey Moyer breaks through a block and comes up with a huge open field tackle. And man, what a play by Joey Moyer. It looked like a perfect play call. It was a perfect play call. But, man, Joey Moyer right there to break it up. That was a phenomenal job by Joey Moyer. And the senior linebacker making his name known early. 2nd and 9, Seifert back under center. Going to hand it up the middle as Bergman is going to run over a defender. And it looks like Kate Stats there with the tackle. 3rd down coming up, 3rd down and 5 for the Eagles. Stats the leading tackler a year ago, 121 tackles last year. Joey Moyer at 108, Ryan Shaw at 88. And this might be a spot where you see an Evan Olson coming out of the backfield. Seifert under center, back to pass again. Looking for his receiver, pressure is on across the middle, incomplete. Over the head of the receiver Maddox Stewart. And a 3-and-out here for Pepin-Alma on their opening drive. Nice job by Joey Moyer. Getting over the head of Maddox Stewart. And Pepin-Alma is going to have to punt on their opening possession. No Royal is back to defend against the fake. Seifert, the quarterback and the punter, as they call out ineligible, as it looks like the big receiver to the near side is on the line, so they can't, as that was going to be a spiral of a punt. That one's going to roll all the way to the 15 and inside the 15. And that is where Assumption will start their first possession offensively here tonight. Again, a good defensive start for the Assumption Royals. And as they look to clean up some more on offense, get ready for fall cleanup at Fleet Farm. Get all the gear you need from mowers and spreaders to grass seed and fertilizers, plus check out supplies for outside jobs like pressure washers, sheds, and paint. Get everything you need in one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955. Jack Klott under center for the Assumption Royals. And hands it up the middle. No, Klott's going to keep it himself off the left side. Break 3 tackles and fall past the 20-yard line. A good gallop by Jack Klott to start it. It's going to be second down coming up at the 21-yard line for Assumption. Again, Klott last week, 5 rushes, 17 yards. He did throw an interception, but it was a bad interception. Just kind of threw it into no man's land when he was getting pressure. A lot of movement by Pepin-Alma's defensive line, filling those gaps. Going to hand it up off the right side, and looks like Nick Lieberg with the carry and the first down. Good strong run by the senior Nick Lieberg. 2 plays and a first down for the Assumption Royals. Again, early on here. If you're bored and want to watch many games, head over to Zaleski Sports Red Zone. Jason Zaleski, Dan Ross, hanging out at Edgar High School tonight for that matchup. Stratford and Edgar. They'll bring you, just like NFL Red Zone does every Sunday with Scott Hansen, they'll bring you live coverage of every single game as Pepin-Alma jumped off sides. And a free 5 yards for the Assumption Royals. Oh, they're going to say false start. I didn't see that. And the Pepin-Alma fans, or not fans, but the coaching staff said that they better not jump off sides again. That was not ideal for the Eagles, even though it was called a false start. I'd like to know who that false start was on. That was pretty ticky-tack. Klott under center, in motion, and ball's on the ground. Klott's going to fall on it, and luckily he was right there. It's going to be second down coming up. Looked like on the exchange it was bobbled. And a tough start offensively for the Assumption Royals after getting a first down on just 2 plays. Get a team that does not throw the ball a whole lot. They do have a receiver, pretty good receiver in Ryan Shaw, who's lined up to the near side. When Nick Lieberg is lined up at tight end, they like to do what they did with Alec Sullivan for many years, just have him streak down the middle. Going to hand it up. No, Klott's going to keep it himself off the left side. He's going to be gobbled up by 3 Eagles and have nowhere to go. And it's going to be third down and long for Assumption. He tried to pitch it out to Stats, but 3 Eagles swarmed him before he could make the play. Third down and 15? 17. Oh, it's third down. Right, third down. Yeah, they had it on the way. And again, Assumption was struggling to get plays called in. Third down and long coming up. We'll take a quick break. Come back to Southwood County Stadium right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Wisconsin River Orthopedics has been providing comprehensive care to Wood County for over 50 years. We offer urgent care for orthopedic pain and injuries, joint replacement, along with focused sports medicine care from evaluation to rehabilitation. Our facilities offer a spacious rehab center to get you back to doing what you love most, along with the latest technology in our ambulatory surgery center and a comfortable open MRI. Stop living with pain and limited range in your joints. Turn to Wisconsin River Orthopedics and get back to the way life is meant to be.
Third down and long coming up for the Assumption Royals as Pacelli out to a 6-0 lead over Brookfield Academy. I don't want to say that's a surprise, but it's kind of a surprise as Pacelli struggled big time against Waiwega Fremont last week. And Brookfield Academy has some playmakers, and that pass by their quarterback was just airmailed. So head over to Zaleski Sports Red Zone. Find all the action on of all of our games. Again, kickoff coming up at 7 o'clock for our 6 other games. Again, Assumption taking a long time to get back onto the field of play. 8:38 to go in this opening quarter. Third down and 16 coming up for the Assumption Royals. Klott under center, Stats to his right, Lieberg behind him, and Manny Schultz to his left. Ryan Shaw, the receiver, to the near side. They have him double-teamed, and Klott's going to keep it himself off the right side, and he has nowhere to go. Gobbled up, no gain on the play, maybe gained a yard and a half, but fourth down coming up and a long way to go for Assumption. First punt of the year coming for the Royals. A spot where they have struggled in previous years. Maddox Stewart back to receive, as well as Drew Seifert. And Cade Stats will do the punting for Assumption. Mason Kubis, the gunner on the near side. Ryan Shaw to the far side. Good snap, pressure as Stats gets it away. Joey Moyer hits the ground, and Shaw breaks or misses a tackle, and Stewart on the far side, and he's going to be taken down by Joey Moyer, but a great punt return for Pepin-Alma, and they were deep inside of Assumption territory.
Stewart with a return.
Got to the far outside, and Stewart broke Ryan Shaw's tackle, and then he couldn't, there's no contain on the outside for Assumption. First down for Pepin-Alma, as Brad Jorgensen just able to get off the field. Going to hand it up the middle, and Demetrius Bergman is going to gain a yard. Second down coming up.
Demetrius Bergen with a carry.
Gains a yard.
A couple, second down.
And probably 4 down territory already here for Pepin-Alma. Receiver to the far side is Evan Olson. Or not receiver, but wing back. Under center is Seifert. He's going to keep it himself, break a tackle off the left side. And he's going to gain another 2 yards. Third down and about 6 coming up for the Eagles.
Drew Seifert with a carry.
Upcoming for Pepin-Alma.
The play, 3rd and 7.
I guess I didn't even write it down. Goodness gracious. They are picked to finish second behind Augusta. And that game is in week 5, I believe. Assumption almost jumped off sides. Seifert stands up from under center. And on the end around, far side, gets the corner, breaks a tackle. First, that's going to be close. And it's going to be 4th down and a yard. Joey Moyer comes up to clean it up. Reese Graff. 4th and 1 coming up for Pepin-Alma. 6:15 to go in the opening quarter. Again, this is a spot where Assumption can't jump off sides. Got to watch the ball. Everybody is goal line formation here for Pepin-Alma. And timeout's going to be taken by the Eagles. We'll do the same. 6:01 to go here in the opening quarter. 4th and 1 coming up when we get back to Wisconsin Rapids. You're watching Assumption Football, Zaleski Sports.
If you lose direction, you can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no. One-man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want great health insurance. See why we're rated #1 in service, coverage, and affordability in Central Wisconsin.
A big 4th down and 1 coming up for Pepin-Alma offensively, and more so Assumption defensively. Seifert under center. A lot of movement by the Assumption defense, not knowing where they're going. Handed up the middle. Bergman with the first down and more inside the 5. Demetrius Bergman right off the left of center. And it's going to be 1st and goal inside the 5 for Pepin-Alma. First and goal for the Eagles. Ball at the 1-yard line. Looking to strike first. Seifert back under center. And Bergman off the left side, and Demetrius has his 5th touchdown of the season already. And it is 6-0 Pepin-Alma.
Demetrius Bergman for the touchdown for the Eagles.
Off the left side, all started with a good punt return by Maddox Stewart. And the Eagles have a 6-0 lead, and now Maddox Stewart will attempt the PAT at the hold of Ryan Breivik. And it's going to be blocked by Joey Moyer right up the middle. And that is a huge missed opportunity for Pepin-Alma. They lead 6-0. 5:42 to go in the opening quarter. You're watching Assumption Football, Zaleski Sports.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota subcompact and compact tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota subcompact or compact tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months and save $1,000. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Your local Kubota dealer is Chili Implement, located 1 mile north of Highway 10 in Chili.
So Demetrius Bergman with the carry off the left side to put Pepin-Alma up 6-0, and then the PAT was blocked by Joey Moyer. Again, the whole drive started with a great punt return by Maddox Stewart, and then picking up a couple of first downs, and then Bergman went in for the touchdown. Again, other games on the network tonight. We'll go through those after our kickoff here. We'll see what, does that say number 8? I don't have a number 8. If it is number 9, it's Maddox Stewart. Straight on kicker. And it's a line drive kick. It's going to be taken by Cade Stats at about the 15-yard line up the right side. And he's going to be taken down near the 35. A nice return of about 20 yards for Cade Stats. Other games on the Zaleski Sports Network tonight. Brookfield Academy is at Pacelli. Colby is at Spencer Columbus. Stratford is at Edgar. Marshfield is at Slinger. McDonald Central is at Greenwood. Medford is at Amherst. And Wapaka heads over to the Fox Valley to take on the Fox Valley Lutheran Foxes. Again, all those kickoffs at 7 o'clock. The Assumption and Pepin-Alma game obviously at 6. Brookfield Academy and Pacelli also at 6 o'clock. Ryan Shaw, the receiver on the near side. Again, Moyer, the tight end, to the left. And Cloud's going to keep it himself. Pitch it out to Cade Stats. Tries to get the edge. Stiff arms and a great open field tackle there by 17, Jackson Riesgraf. And gains about 4 on the play. And give them 3. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Assumption Royals. And that was a great tackle by Jackson Riesgraf. Again, Pepin-Alma, a tall, lanky team. As Ryan Shaw lines up to the far side. Manny Schultz, the running back, to the left. Lieberg behind. Schultz in motion. Hands it up to Lieberg up the middle. And Nick's going to keep his feet moving past the 40 to near the 43-yard line. He's going to gain a couple more yards.
Nick Lieberg with a carry.
And it's going to be 3rd down and manageable now.
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 for the Assumption Royals. Again, pound it up the middle. And see if your offensive line can push those defenders. And right now, a big 3rd down coming up for the Assumption offense. Jack Klott under center. Tight end of the far side is Joey Moyer. The running back's the same, Schultz, Lieberg, and Stats. Going to pitch it out to Manny Schultz on the right side, trying to get the edge, and he cannot. He breaks a tackle, but he has nowhere to go after that. Lost a yard on the play, and it was sniffed out perfectly by Pepin-Alma. 4th down coming up for the Assumption Royals. Did not get that block that he needed, and Assumption will have to punt it away. Much different start than they had a week ago. Starting to get the notifications of our games starting to go live. Stewart back to receive. Cade Stats stands at his own 30-yard line. Kubis in motion, high snap. Pressure is minimal, and a great punt by Stats. Going to bounce at the 14-yard line and going to roll back, and a good punt by Stats. Pepin-Alma is going to start at the 13. Unlock the best home, auto, commercial, and personal loans in the Rapids area at Key Savings Bank. No matter what you're financing, Key Savings Bank has the personal touch to put you at ease. Dream big with small rates at Key Savings Bank in Wisconsin Rapids. Good crowd on hand here from Assumption. A lot of Pepin-Alma fans sat on this side to not sit in the sun. So that is why we're more full on this side. On the counter, far side, Evan Olson to the outside, and he's going to slip out of bounds near another 1st down. And it's going to be close. Yeah, they're going to give him 11 yards and a 1st down for Pepin-Alma.
1st down for the Eagles.
Again, on that counter, 3rd man through, got the blocking, and not much that Manny Schultz on that far outside could do with 3 guys blocking him. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Seifert under center. Through to Bergman, and a 1st down and more for Demetrius. The 50, the 45, 40 is going to be taken down by Shaw. And just like that, Pepin-Alma is in Assumption territory, 1st down. Again, great penetration offensively by Pepin-Alma on the line. And not much right now the Assumption Royals can do to stop this Pepin-Alma offense. As Klott exits stage left. 1st down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball at the Assumption 44-yard line. Seifert back under center. Rolls out to his left, looking for his receiver. Pressure's on across the middle. That one's going to be caught by Stewart, and another 1st down, taken down by Joey Moyer. Again, threw across his body, but found that opening in the zone, and another 1st down for the Eagles. Everybody rolls with the quarterback, and Stewart was open. Found the hole in the zone, and it's 1st and 10 for Pepin-Alma, and they are driving. Clock runs with 2:56 to go. They need the clock to run. They're asking for it. Bergman off the left side. He's going to be gobbled up there by 36, Walker Livernash.
Carried by Demetrius Bergman.
And it's going to be a 2nd down and about 8 yards to go.
2nd down.
And every time the center, looks like number 50, Grant Hoffer, breaks before everybody, the center gets to the ball first. Pitched out to the far side, and a great tackle by Cade Stats. Gobbling up Riesgroff, and 3rd down coming up. Cade Stats read that one nicely. The big game for Pepin-Alma comes on September 16th when they host Augusta. That'll be a phenomenal game. The 1 and 2 teams last year in the Dairyland, and projected 1 and 2 this year as well. Rolling out to his left, and the screen play, Evan Olson gets past Moyer. Breaks one tackle to the 20, gets taken out of bounds near the 15-yard line, and another 1st down for the Eagles. An offensive clinic so far. Seifert back under center, hands it off to Bergman off the left side. He's going to fall near the 10-yard line to the 12, or 13 they'll give him. Gain about 3 or 4. With 65 seconds to go in the opening quarter. And Pepin-Alma marching down the field again. Second down for the Eagles. Hands up to Bergman off the right side this time. Gets stood up by Moyer and dragged down, but he falls inside the 10 to about the 8. They'll gain 4 more yards. 3rd down and 2 coming up.
3rd and 3.
Again, all of our other games going live in about the next, most of them are live. The opening kickoffs in the next 29 to 30 minutes. 3rd down and 3 yards to go. 10 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Seifert under center, movement on the line, not called. Bergman up the middle, touchdown, Pepin-Alma. The left guard moved, there was no call, and Demetrius Bergman gets it in the end zone for the touchdown. And Pepin-Alma jumps out to a 12-0 lead with 3 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Going to try for the 2-point conversion. They go up 14. Seifert back under center. And on the end around, Evan Olsen is going to be untouched, and the 2-point conversion is good. They took a second off the clock for some reason. We'll keep it right here. We'll keep it right here. We'll take a break at the quarter break. But, again, other games, coming up for the Assumption Royals will be in Pittsville next week. The Pittsville Panthers and the Assumption Royals. Week 4 will be right back here for Marathon. Again, that game starts at 5 o'clock on September 9th. Week 5, home against Iowa Scandinavia. I believe that's homecoming. Week 6 is at Pacelli. That is a Saturday afternoon game. Week 7 is home against Loyal. Week 8 is at Webster. The only Assumption game we will not be at is Week 8 at Webster. And then Week 9, they finish up the season home against the Rosschuld Hornets. So keep that all in mind. Again, I believe it's called the We Are Network up that covers Webster. So we'll have that game live. Or we'll link to their stream for that game in a couple of, or in about 2 months. So 3 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. They have 2 seconds. Again, they ran off a second for some reason. On that 2-point conversion, I believe. That would be the only time they could. But Assumption facing a 14-0 deficit after that opening 3-and-out that they created. And then they had a nice drive going and then went backwards on a couple of plays. It all started, again, this is a big thing for the Assumption Royals. It all started with a penalty. And then they were behind the sticks and couldn't get out of it. Nice kick. Stats going to take it at the 15-yard line, get a full head of steam. And off the right side, looking for a hole. He's going to fall near the 40-yard line. They'll give him the 39, and that'll end our first quarter. 12 minutes in the books here in Wisconsin Rapids. Take a break, hear from a couple of our sponsors, and then come back with the second quarter. Again, you're watching Assumption Royal Football, Zaleski Sports.
First things first with Mid-State Technical College. Dual credit programs earn you college credit in high school. Then choose a path that suits you. Use your skills to start your career or transfer to a university to continue your degree. Choose a new career. Transition easily and quickly by upgrading your skills. Or continue your education with dozens of classes to get you on your path. No matter your stage of the game, your first move is Mid-State Technical College.
Hi, this is Blake from Mobile Link. I can tint your car, truck, or SUV. I even tint windshields with a film you can't see, but will reduce heat and glare by 43%. We've all seen those do-it-yourself tint jobs that turn purple and start bubbling all over. Not my work. Everything gets tinted by me and inspected before it rolls out the door, including a lifetime warranty. Call Blake at Mobile Link to schedule your appointment today. 715-424-5432.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
Assumption's got to get something going offensively. They gained 2 yards on their first play here of the second quarter. First play of the second quarter. Nick Lieber gains 2. They trail 14-0 against Pepin-Alma. And Pepin-Alma in 2014 were state runners-up. 2015 state runner-up as well. I would assume, and don't quote me on this, but I would assume it was probably against Edgar or a team of obviously of that caliber. Klott under center and nowhere to go. Man, oh man. This offensive line for Assumption getting eaten up, getting destroyed off the snap. Third down and long, just like that, coming up for the Assumption offense. This offensive line is getting taken to school. Big 74 in there. Reese Soderberg, 5'9", 270 freshman. 64, I believe. Ashton Raditz, 6'1", 190. In motion, Klott's going to keep it, pitch it out to Cade Stats and have nowhere to go. Cade's going to stiff arm one guy and run over the other. It's going to be close. It's going to be probably fourth and a yard. Didn't look like he had anywhere to go, but at this point, the Assumption defense can't stop anybody, and the Assumption offensive line struggling big time. It's going to be fourth down in a yard at the 48-yard line of Assumption. They need to get this. You saw on the last drive, Pepin-Alma was deep in their own territory, drove it down the field and scored a touchdown. And on in their second possession, had a short field and went down to score. And everybody from Pepin-Alma jumped off sides, and it's going to be a first down for Assumption. So free first down. The whole the defensive line, the linebackers, everybody jumped off sides. And again, goes off being as young as Pepin-Alma is. Big 79 in there as well. Brecken Hulopeter, 6'2", 250. Getting a lot of young guys for Pepin-Alma. Klott under center. In motion goes Schultz. Klott's going to keep it himself. Pitch it out to Manny Schultz. And nowhere to go. Nobody's blocking. This Pepin-Alma defense is very, very fast. And nowhere to go for this Assumption running game. Give credit to Pepin-Alma. Nearly a 3-hour bus ride to get over here. Looked earlier again. If you're any closer to the Mississippi River than Pepin, you're in the river. So it's a long trip over, and Pepin-Alma has come to play. Shaw, the receiver to the far side. Kubis, Stats, and Lieberg, the running backs. Again, Assumption just doesn't look like they have a whole lot of energy right now. Taking a long time. Klott under center. He's going to keep it himself off the left side. He's going to be gobbled up there. Gain back what they lost and 3 more. It's going to be third down and about 8 yards or 7 yards. A long 7 with 8.5 to go in this opening half here from Wisconsin Rapids. Again, the energy for Assumption hasn't seemed to be there early on here. And they trail 14-0. Klott under center. In motion goes Stats. We're going to roll out to his left. Have Joey Moyer. The toss. It's going to be caught by Moyer at the 20-yard line. Joey Moyer hauls it in over the reach of the defender, Jamison Riesgraf, and it is a huge first down and get the momentum back to the Royals. That was a huge first down, or a huge pitch and catch on the flag route. And a much, much needed first down for Assumption. Klatt pitches it out. Ball's on the ground. Kubas falls on it. That's just as bad as a penalty. Mason took his eyes off it for a second. And just like that, it's going to be second down and 12 yards to go. Gained a big first down and then gave it right back. Going to hand it up to Lieberg up the middle. Trying to fight off some defenders. Keeps those legs moving all the way to the 16-yard line. Yeah, Nick is a big runner. And they get right back up to the line. Third down coming up. Klott is going to hand it up to Stats. Bounce to the outside, and that was a mistake for Cade Stats. Going to fall near the 15-yard line, gain a yard. It's going to be fourth down coming up for Assumption. Getting a fast defense, and a defense that, as of right now, hasn't seemed to miss any tackles. As Cade Stats lost a shoe, Manny Schultz did earlier in this drive. Ryan Shaw, the receiver, to the near side. Fourth down and 6 yards to go. Rolling out to his right is Klott. Looking for a receiver. Throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. And a turnover on downs. Kubas was being carpeted. And Pepin-Alma will take it over. 1st and 10 inside their own territory. Nobody enjoys being without comfort. Time to plan for the fall and winter months ahead. Give the pros at Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling a call for furnace and AC service in Wisconsin Rapids. We'll be there rapidly to figure out and take care of the trouble, and we'll get the comfort working again right away. Call Rapid Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling at 715-301-0256 and visit online at rapidsheetmetal.com. 1st and 10 coming up for Pepin-Alma. They'll have it at their own 16-yard line with 6:25 to go in the first half. It's been all Eagles so far. A couple of big plays for Assumption, but back to pass is Seifert. And the screen is going to be dropped and incomplete. Out of the reach of receiver Maddox Stewart. And it's going to be second down and 10. First play of the game that they ran was a screen, and Joey Moyer sniffed it out perfectly. The biggest thing right now for Assumption is you got to stop the bleeding, and getting a turnover or a takeaway or a 3 and out is much needed. And that is not going to work that way, as Nick Lieberg tried to lower the shoulder on the running back Stewart, and Maddox picked up a couple more yards. And it's going to be third down and about a yard and a half. That's one play. That's frustration being let out by Nick Lieberg, where you just got to hit him as hard as you can legally. And going to hand it up off the right side as Maddox is going to pick up another first down. Offensive line, defensive line is struggling so far tonight against this Pepin-Alma defense and offensive line. Again, give credit where credit is due. Pepin-Alma has come in and played well. Back to pass, Seifert wide open and incomplete. Man, oh man, that was a touchdown. And Seifert is frustrated with himself. And that is how last week Evan Olson had 4 receptions for 122 yards and a touchdown. That is as open as you can get. And Seifert just put it too far out in front of him. Going for the home run plays, and that one was just out of the reach. Trips to the right for Pepin-Alma. Wide receiver screen, and that one's going to be eaten out perfectly. See if we get a number. I believe Ryan Shaw or Manny Schultz, 74 maybe even out there. Thomas Hannum. And third down and long coming up. This is a much needed third down stop with under 5 minutes to go in the opening half. And they bring in Demetrius Bergman. 4:45 to go. Again, great crowd on hand as the Assumption Royals look to make some noise here in 2022. Struggles so far this year, or tonight. And right there is Nick Lieberg taking down Demetrius Bergman. And a 4th down coming up. That was a nice read by Nick Lieberg. Wasn't fooled on the counter. 4th down coming up for the Eagles. They are in punt formation. Ryan Shaw will stand at the Pepin-Alma 50-yard line. Again, he was playing up in case of a fake. They still got to play for the fake. They had a blocked punt last week. Going to bring the pressure again. And a high end-over-end punt. He'll be out of bounds, so we'll see where they mark it. And we'll see how far that official keeps walking up. And it's going to be the 40-yard line. 3:50 to go here in the opening half. 14-0 Pepin-Alma. As we hear from our friends at Stone Innovation, get your next countertop, island, or stone wall from Stone Innovations. They specialize in the fabrication, design, and installation of such a great variety of stone products. For residential, commercial, or public structures, look to Stone Innovations at stoneinnovations.net. So Assumption with 2 timeouts and 60 yards to go. They do have a really good kicker in Mason Kubis if needed. Klotz back under center. Going to hand it up the middle, and Lieberg's going to be stopped right there. Again, that's one thing. If you can see it on the camera, and I'm sure you can, that you see it on the camera that the offensive line for Assumption is about 3 or 4 yards up off the line of scrimmage, and then all the Pepin-Alma defenders are in the backfield. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Klatt's going to keep it himself. Pitch out to Manny Schultz. He's got an opening to the near side, the 50, the 45. He's going to be taken down there. And a 1st down for Assumption. That time got the blocks that they needed on the outside sweep. And a big 1st down for Assumption. They get quickly up to the line. Not allowing Pepin-Alma to substitute if they need to. Klott back under center. Hands it up the middle to Lieberg off the left side. Runs over a couple of defenders near the 35-yard line and close to another 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and a yard to go. Again, they have the athletes as they get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Not quick enough. As Klott's going to keep it himself, get the 1st down, break a tackle. Spin near another 1st down. It is another 1st down at the 31-yard line. Again, getting up to the line of scrimmage quickly to tire this Pepin-Alma defensive line out. They just got to make sure that they're set before the ball is hiked. And it's going to be timeout Pepin-Alma with 2:24 to go in the opening half. They needed the timeout to rest their players. Assumption's got it at the Pepin-Alma 31-yard line. We'll be back to Wisconsin Rapids after this on Zaleski Sports.
Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great childcare you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children their 4K children to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggle worms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
First down and 10 coming up for the Assumption Royals. Again, looking to make or finish a drive here before halftime. Clot under center. Second time out taken by the Eagles. A whole lot of movement. And there's going to be a flag. Yep, false start. Either Stats or Schultz. Both of them moved before the ball was snapped.
False start penalty against the Royals.
And it looked like Nick Lieberg or Cade Stats or Manny Schultz. But again, there is a whole lot of movement as well on the Pepin-Alma side before their snaps are sent. But just like that, 1st and 15. Clot under center, quick pass, and another false start. Don't know where that one was. And Mason Kubis is going to take out Manny Schultz. So a promising drive, a timeout taken, and now should be 1st and 20. 1st and 20 now for Assumption. They had a great play. Ryan Shaw was open on the quick pass. Clott's going to keep it. Pitch out to Mason Kubis, looking for a block. He gets one slightly, falls near the 40, gains 2 yards back. It's going to be 2nd down and 18 coming up.
Mr. Mason Kubis, short gain on the play.
Clock does stop with 2:14 to go.
2nd down.
Can appreciate everyone tuning in tonight on Zaleski Sports. Clott's going to keep it. No, off the left side to Lieberg, breaks a tackle to the 30, to the 25, and near the 20-yard line. A huge run by Nick Lieberg. Looked like he was going to be stopped, and again just keeps those big, strong legs moving. And near another 1st down, 3rd and a yard. 1:50 to go.
Pickup of 19 on the play, 3rd down.
In motion goes Stats. Clott's going to roll out. Lieberg with the catch. Breaks a tackle. Gets a huge block by Moyer. Inside the 5. Touchdown Assumption. A huge block by Joey Moyer. Sprang Cade Stats free. And Assumption gets on the board with 1:35 to go here in the first half. Moyer sprang Nick Lieberg free for the touchdown. And Assumption gets on the board after it looked dismal on a 1st and 20. Making sure they have enough guys on. And they had one too many. And Jeff Sullivan will take a timeout on a PAT. That can't happen. 95 seconds to go here in the opening half. It is 14-6 Pepin-Alma. Assumption will be attempting a PAT when we get back to Wisconsin Rapids after this.
Jenny Shaner, Realtor First Weber, has been a Central Wisconsin resident her entire life. That means she has the inside edge on knowing the landscape and what it takes to care for your real estate needs. Whether you're buying or selling, Jenny Shaner, Realtor First Weber, is your friend and neighbor, ready to help.
I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor First Weber, with experience in residential and commercial real estate. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
PAT incoming for Mason Kubis and the Assumption Royals. 95 seconds to go here in the opening half. Pepin-Alma with 1 timeout left. The Assumption Royals with 1 timeout left. Snap low. Klatt has to try and make something of it. Throws it to Shaw. It's good! The 2-point conversion will be good. So a bad snap results in 2 extra points for the Assumption Royals. 95 seconds to go. We'll take a quick break and come back with the final 95 seconds. 14-8. Pepin-Alma back to Wisconsin Rapids after this.
Welcome to Key Savings Bank. Why so serious? It's my game face. Happens every football season. I know with your great lineup of financial services, you can give me the competitive advantage, right? Right. Up the middle with straight ahead checking. Over the top with a low interest mortgage loan. Sweep to the left with a high yield CD. Then drive home with an auto loan flea flicker. Wow, what a game plan. And a championship staff to go with it. No, look out for this. Water cooler. Key Savings Bank, where you'll feel right at home. I'll get the mop.
95 seconds to go here in the opening half in Wisconsin Rapids. Again, don't count Pepin-Alma out. They have a very high-powered offense. And we'll see how things pan out here in the last minute and a half. But a good response by the Assumption Royals when they were backed up. A couple of false start penalties. It was 1st and 20. And they could have just laid down and let the half run out. But a big gainer, a couple of big gainers, and Nick Lieberg is all Nick Lieberg on the last 2 plays of that drive. Mason Kubis will be back to kick. And Demetrius Bergman might not be able to return to this football game. He's got his helmet off on the far side. Trainer Josh ran over there, a squibber, and he'll take a Pepin-Alma bounce. And Maddox Stewart spins out of it, and he's going to be gobbled up there at the 40-yard line. So after that tackle, I believe it was that 3rd down tackle on the last Pepin-Alma drive, where it looked like he kind of got twisted up, did Demetrius Bergman, and then twisted up and kind of twisted in the wrong way. And trainer Josh went over there to take a look at him, and he's still with his helmet off, is Demetrius Bergman. On the counter, Evan Olson on the right side. Gets a big block, and Joey Moyer. And it looks like Kate Stats ran him out of bounds. 2nd down coming up. 1:20 to go here in the opening half. Again, Key Savings Bank halftime show coming up next. We'll hear from head coach Jeff Sullivan at halftime. And our coach on the couch, we didn't have the opportunity to run it last week with the game being called at halftime due to the weather. We'll play a full game here tonight. Beautiful, beautiful night here in central Wisconsin. 4 receivers set. And off the left side, and Nick Lieberg held him up, and the ball's on the ground. Holy man, that would have been huge for the Royals. Maddox Stewart fumbled it, gobbled up there by Evan Olson. And it results in a 1st down. Clock runs, 70 seconds to go. And rolling out to his right, looking for a receiver. He's got him, and Ryan Shaw brings him down. Again, that whole right side of the line, including the receiver that just caught a Cannon man, were moving before the snap.
Pass is complete to Cannon man.
And nothing called. Going to pitch it out to the far side and cuts back to the inside. And it's going to be 2nd down coming up with 40 seconds to go in the opening half. Again, Pepin-Alma driving right down here. A couple of big plays. And Assumption will take Somebody on the Assumption sideline took a timeout. 36 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here. Coach Sullivan, I think, looking around to see who called a timeout, but timeout was called. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and like a good neighbor, Kerry Van Aert, State Farm is there for you in Wisconsin Rapids. Get a free quote from Kerry Van Aert, State Farm on auto, homeowners, renters, business, life, short-term income protection, long-term income protection, as well as banking products. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and like a good neighbor, Kerry Van Aert, State Farm is there for you in Wisconsin Rapids. Find Kerry Van Aert, State Farm on Facebook to get started today. This would be a huge gut punch to the Assumption Royals as Pepin-Alma's got it at the 19-yard line with one timeout left. The clock does stop after every first down. But see how things, pan out here in the last 36 seconds. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in tonight on Selesky Sports, your home for Assumption Royal Athletics. About a minute left in Stevens Point. Brookfield Academy up 14-12 on Pacelli. But a huge shot here for Pepin-Alma. Seifert under center. Rolling out to his right, looking for a receiver. Hit as he throws it to the end zone. Going to be caught. Touchdown! Evan Olson going up over Ryan Shaw and Mason Kubis, and a touchdown from 19 yards out. And Pepin-Alma with 1 minute and 15 seconds off the clock comes back and scores. About, a minute 5. I think it was 95 seconds left. And the Assumption Royal sideline looking for something. Not sure what they were searching for. Maybe a false start or an offensive pass interference. Maybe go back and look at that here in just a second. As Joey Moyer jumped off sides, trying to get into the gap to try another block. Let's see what the result is now that they converse. And it is offsides on Joey Moyer. So now they're going to try a 2-point conversion. So that was a big mistake by Joey Moyer. Or it could be a big mistake by Joey Moyer. 30 seconds to go here in the opening half, 20-8 Pepin-Alma. Ball moves from the 3 to the 1.5. And the Eagles looking to capitalize. Seifert under center. And hands it up off the right side. He's going to be stonewalled, and the 2-point conversion is good for Maddox Stewart. 30 seconds to go here in the opening half. 22-8 Pepin-Alma. We'll keep her right here. Yeah, again, the tight ends every time, just looking back at that play, the tight ends every time move before the ball is snapped, and it's easy to catch them because they're the tallest guys on the field. And so Pepin-Alma comes back and scores right before halftime. Again, all of our other games are about to kick off. It looks like Spencer Clements and Colby are ready to kick off. Brookfield Academy up 14-12 over Pacelli. Again, we'll give you score updates from around the Selesky Sports Network at halftime after we hear from head coach Jeff Sullivan. Yeah, not an ideal start here for Assumption, obviously. Edgar and Stratford just underway. Again, the dynamic that Pepin-Alma has, that they can throw the ball as well. That is a big factor against a team like Assumption, at least here in the first half. And the kick, again, is going to be a squibber. Picked up there by Mason Kubis. Puts his head down, bounces off of one of his own teammates and falls there. And Assumption will have it 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. No score, Marshfield and Slinger. McDonald Central and Greenwood. That's 8-player football in Greenwood tonight. Medford and Amherst. Amherst trying to bounce back after an overtime loss at Clintonville last week. Clot under center. He's going to keep it himself. Bounce to the outside, bounce to the inside. Going to fall near the 45-yard line. So not ready yet. And a injury timeout for Pepin-Alma. And again, no game yet. Waupaca and Fox Valley Lutheran. Amherst and Medford. See what we got here from. So you got here from Amherst in just a second. Again, holding that left leg a little bit, as looks like the injured player might be Ashton Raditz. Saw a tough injury last night from Wisconsin, or from the Stoughton Vikings, as it looks like Medford is driving down the field against Amherst on their opening possession. Marshfield Slinger scoreless. McDonald and Greenwood scoreless. Again, just one of those freak things, holding that looks like left leg. I believe that's all of our games. Waupaca and FVL, the only one we are awaiting on. Jack Weber and Brandon Netzloff. A couple of new guys on Zaleski Sports from the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. And just awaiting for Raditz to exit the field. 14 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Clot under center. Quick pass to Ryan Shaw. See if he can break a tackle. He gets the first down, gets out of bounds, doesn't get out of bounds. Why are they running the clock? They got to stop the clock with 4. Why are they running the clock? They did not stop the clock. On the first down, they did not stop the clock. The half might end, but the officials did not stop the clock on the first down. So a mistake to end this first half. A tough mistake for Coach Sullivan, who might have wanted a Hail Mary to end this thing. A tough first half for Assumption defensively and offensively. But man, what a tough way to end this first half for the Assumption Royals. Ryan Shaw got a first down. They did not stop the clock. They rolled it. 14 seconds could have been about 7. But that is how we end things here in Wisconsin Rapids to end our first half. 22-8, Pepin-Alma. We'll hear from Coach Sullivan here on our Coach on the Couch after we hear from our Key Savings Bank. Again, Key Savings Bank halftime show coming up next here on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Key Savings Bank. Why so serious?
It's my game face. Happens every football season. I know with your great lineup of financial services, you can give me the competitive advantage, right?
Right.
Up the middle with straight ahead checking.
Over the top with a low interest mortgage loan.
Sweep to the left with a high yield CD.
Then drive home with an auto loan flea flicker.
Wow, what a game plan.
And a championship staff to go with it.
No, look out for this. Water cooler.
Key Savings Bank, where you'll feel right at home.
I'll get the mop.
Going to hand it up the middle. Nick Lieberg walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Royals. Same one every time. Dillman in motion. Class going to roll out to his right. Fake the pitch. Jumps inside and walks into the end zone. Jack Klatt from 13 yards out.
Here at the Assumption head football coach Jeff Sullivan. Coach, a lot of expectations this year. A lot of hope, obviously, but let's just go back to last year. A good turnaround, obviously, with
upper class heavy team. Just talk a little bit about the season a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice year. We had a couple losses there. It'd been nice to have a little higher seed in the playoffs type of thing there. But, got to that week 8 and lost our quarterback, Jack. That was a killer, having to move Reed to quarterback because he was so dynamic at that halfback spot. And not that we passed the ball a bunch, but kind of took away some of that, or a lot of it. I was proud of the guys. I mean, we were 6-4 a year. Losing twice Bocelli in 1 year sucks, but it's the way it is. Hopefully get them back this year and go from there. But nice group. We had graduated 3 super nice players there, and looking to replace those guys this year. Nice part is I think we got 15 juniors and seniors to replace those guys with. So looking forward to seeing what they can do this year.
And just talk a little bit about that, having those guys come back. Obviously, a lot of teaching for the younger guys, but not a whole lot for those older guys to be able to just jump right into the offense and defense and stuff like that. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of those guys have been 3-year starters, or will be 3-year starters. Some even played as freshmen, and so there's a lot of experience with, especially this year's senior class. I mean, we go over everything. We do everything, fundamentals all the way to, all the plays as far as that goes. So the younger guys learn. I mean, that's the biggest thing. We got to stay healthy. We don't have the luxury of having, 20 seniors or whatever the case may be. So there's young guys, the young bucks are going to play some. So that's just the way it is. So they have to learn it, and we go through everything.
You talk about the upperclassmen, obviously a good bunch of seniors again this year. Just talk about having that group, and even a senior quarterback in Jack Klatt.
Oh yeah, I mean with Jack, I mean this will be his 3rd year starting, and I mean he does a nice job. He's fast. He throws the ball well. Makes good decisions out there. Great kid. So I mean that's nice to have that type of a kid as a leader, as your quarterback. And you go right down the line. Ryan Shaw. I mean he's played all 4 years, started all 4 years. 2-year all-region type player at wide receiver and safety. And go down to Kate Stats. Same thing. A lot of experience. His 3rd year starting as a running back and linebacker. Nick Liebberg, same thing. Fullback. A lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns out of him already. Who else we got there? Joey Moyer. Joey's jack of all trades. He'll be our backup quarterback. He's going to be a center the first game and probably be a halfback after that. So he's learned it all. But part of being a senior, you've done a lot of it. And he's a smart kid, so that makes it easy for him going in and out of different positions. So quarterback's probably the biggest struggle because it's just a little bit tougher to step in and all of a sudden, hey, you're going to be my backup quarterback, and here you go, you got to learn everything. So, but he's having fun with it, so that's exciting. Xavier Hoffman be on the line, both sides of the line. Kenny Golot, another guy that's had some second team, I think, both sides of the ball, conference. And will be a force there. I don't know if I'm forgetting any other seniors or not. Probably but I don't know. I guess I'm trying to think who else that would be, but I think I got them all.
And yeah, I was going to say, and you talked about that senior class you lost a year ago with the speed that Reed had and the girth that Alec had, obviously, and
Kemp,
with Kemp Ross.
Crazy out there all the time on defense, especially.
Obviously, if Assumption football fans know, just run and gun a lot, which you guys had or have. How do you replace a guy like Reed Dillman on the edge, and what do you do about that?
We've been doing it for, it's my 30th year coaching, Steve. You just replace him each year, it's one of those things that happens. We got some speed, Reed has some quickness there. I think we got a couple guys that may even be quicker this year, faster overall, but Mason Kubis coming in, he's going to be one of our running backs as well. Did a heck of a job there. He'll be our kicker as well. And Manny Schultz, he played left tackle for us a year ago. Manny's going to have a heck of a year this year. Fullback and halfback reps there, and so it'll be exciting to see him. So there's going to be some guys that replace there. Reed's pretty dynamic. That was fun to watch. known him for so long, since he was just 2 feet tall for the most part, but him and Alec together and Kemp. But yeah, it's just one of those things you got to try to replace and put your best 11 on the field, and that's what we're going to do.
When I got here, I shook her hand and said, it's kind of hard to believe we're already 2 weeks before opening kick.
Right.
Heading down to Necedah. You got a handful of non-conference games, obviously, because you have a couple of teams that left for A-Man.
Right.
How do you kind of just obviously go week by week, but needing to get those conference games later on in the season because you don't have a whole lot of them?
No, there's not many. The crossover, Pittsville and Marathon are, I guess, quasi-conference games, I guess. I don't really know. You just got to go win. It's the bottom line. You got to go out and win each game. First two there, Necedah and then Pepin-Alma. That'll be a really good test. And then I think we got Pittsville and Marathon. And then we get into conference play there. And then with Wild Rose dropping out, then we picked up Webster week 8. So there's only really four playoff or actual conference games.
Yeah.
Right. Iola, Loyal, Pacelli, and Rosholt. So yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that down the road in the future too. So it's just one of those things you got to adjust. You get film on them, exchange film, and do your part to make sure the kids succeed.
Covering Assumption the last couple of years that I've been very fortunate to talk to a couple of coaches like Ryan Klein and Charlie Nelson and Rob Schill about expectations and all that. Obviously, expectations are high this year for a very upper class team. How do you kind of adjust to the expectations that not just you guys have for yourself, but others around the state as well?
I expect to win all the time. 11-0-9 team a few years ago, I expected to win. It's just one of those things. Your expectations. If you're gonna change expectations, probably in the wrong profession. You need to have expectations for your kids that are going to be high and that they achieve. If not, they're not going to get better. And at some point you get to the point where you've lost 8 games and it's that last game, and things do change a little bit at that point. But it is what it is. Like you talked about Klein and Ryan and Rob and Charlie there. That's state champions there as far as that goes. Those expectations, we've talked about it. It's a year that we've talked about. I said this is a year that it's time to win conference champion, be a conference championship. Not to take anything away from girls' sports here at Assumption, but to the boys, it's time for the boys. It's time. This is the sport that you can get that in and achieve that, and this is the season that you're going to talk about the rest of your lives. Coming back and your 25th class reunion, this is what you're going to talk about. It's not the striking that kid out against some kid or shooting a 3 against somebody. It's you and your teammates battling, all 24 of them that are out here battling together, and it's the only sport that it works that way, because I don't care if those guys have a jump shot or a fastball or a curveball. I can care less. It's the effort that's needed, and the discipline and the character of our boys. That's what I care about. And if they all come together, good things are going to happen. Those expectations will match what their character level is.
And lastly, before I let you go, we talked about it last year. I talked about it with every coach. First and foremost, we want people to come out, watch guys out on the field, and if they can't, then obviously we'll be there. But what is one thing for even just a Wisconsin Rapids football fan or a Central Wisconsin football fan that is going to make Assumption special this year?
It's going to make us special, huh?
It's going to be fun to watch about.
It'll be a quick game because we don't throw the ball much, so you can count on getting home for a fish fry and old fashioned in time, probably. Other than that, what's going to be special? I think it's going to be the senior leadership that we have. Having three upper class. We had 3 seniors last year. we got 7 or 8 guys this year, depending if Xanders can play here, get cleared for his physical or whatever. But I think that'll be what's going to be fun to watch. And you're going to see some speed on the field too. We got some guys that can move. When you got a 225-pound fullback and a 210-pound running back and a couple other 200-pound guys that are running the ball. I mean, that's going to be fun to watch. And from 200 to 300-pound lineman, that's going to be fun to Kenny Golat's a senior. This is his last go around. It's going to be fun watching him get after some people on the field too. So Ryan Shaw catching the ball. I didn't say we passed the ball much, but I'm going to be disappointed if Ryan Shaw doesn't lead our conference in yards per catch. So it's fun there.
And going to hand it up the middle. Nick Lieberg.
Welcome back to Southwood County Stadium here on the campus of Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln High School. We get you ready for second half action here on Zaleski Sports. You're watching the Key Savings Bank halftime show as the Assumption Royals trail 22-8 coming into the second half. Again, a couple of just big gainers for Pepin-Alma. They took advantage of a couple of penalties, and their offense has been clicking on all cylinders so far here tonight. Again, you got to give credit where credit is due. Pepin-Alma came off the bus after a nearly 3-hour bus ride, and except that opening drive where they went 3 and out, they have their offense and at times defense has been remarkable to go up against this Assumption offensive line. Really no contest at times where this defensive line for Pepin-Alma is just overpowering Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. The good thing for the Royals, they will start the second half with the football, and Pepin-Alma will kick it away. But again, that touchdown right before halftime was huge for Pepin-Alma. After Assumption went down, scored a touchdown. The snap on the PAT was awful, or not awful, it was off the mark. And then Jack Klott found Ryan Shaw in the back of the end zone for the 2-point conversion. But Pepin-Alma came down in 1 minute and 5 seconds and scored the touchdown and then the 2-point conversion to go up 22-8. Again, you're watching the Key Savings Bank halftime show here on Zaleski Sports. We'll hear from Key Savings Bank one more time before the kickoff here of the second half. Again, you're watching Assumption Royal Football, Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Key Savings Bank. Why so serious? It's my game face. Happens every football season. I know with your great lineup of financial services, you can give me the competitive advantage, right?
Right.
Up the middle with straight ahead checking.
Over the top with a low interest mortgage loan.
Sweep to the left with a high yield CD.
Then drive home with an auto loan flea flicker.
Wow, what a game plan.
And a championship staff to go with it.
No, look out for this. Water cooler.
Key Savings Bank, where you'll feel right at home.
I'll get the mop.
Kickoff will be taken by Maddox Stewart. Again, get you some score updates here from around the Zaleski Sports Network if we can connect to the internet here quickly. Brookfield Academy and Pacelli is 14-12, I believe, at halftime. Brookfield Academy on top. Assumption will see Pacelli in Week 6 at Pacelli. A 1 o'clock kickoff on Saturday afternoon. I believe that's September 24th. Pacelli is up 20-14 on Brookfield Academy. That one's going to be taken by Mason Kubitz at about the 27-yard line. Looking for a block, looking for a hole. He's going to be taken down around the neck near the 45-yard line. Good starting field position for the Assumption Royals here on their opening possession of the second half. And Brookfield Academy nearly took the kickoff back for a touchdown. Spencer Columbus and Colby. See if we can get you a score from Spencer Columbus. Dan Leonard on the call of that game. Do not have a current score right now, or a scoreboard anyway. Stratford and Edgar, the big one, 54th meeting between those two legendary football schools. I'll get you that in just a minute. Jack Klott under center. In motion goes Manny Schultz. Hands it up the middle to Nick Lieberg. He gains 3 on the play. And they'll give him 3.5 to 4 yards.
Nick Lieberg with a carry.
In the second quarter, scoreless between Edgar and Stratford. Want to say I'm surprised, but not at all, between those two schools on the football field. Tom King on the call of that one for us. Klott back under center. Second down. Nobody was there for Assumption. Lieberg went the wrong way. And Klott loses those yards right back. 3rd down and 10 coming up. Again, miscommunication and really just a tough go of it right now. 3rd and 10. Score from Slinger, Marshfield 14, Slinger 7, the Slinger Owls. McDowell Central and Greenwood. Again, back under center goes Klott. A lot of movement again on this Pepin-Alma defensive line. Back to pass. Quick hitter for Joey Moyer. It's going to be 4th down coming up. But again, that's that same play they ran last week where Nick Lieberg gained 30 yards, and that's one of those plays that they love to run, or they used to love to run with Alec Sullivan at tight end. Alec now playing as a River Falls Falcon in college. 4th down and a yard to go. Could be a big turning point in this football game. Klott under center. And Klott's going to keep it himself off the right side, gets the first down and more inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. Good, strong run for the senior quarterback, Jack Klott, and a first down for Assumption. 12-0 McDowell Central over Greenwood. Fox Valley Lutheran and Waupaca finally got that game up and going, I believe. Klott's going to keep it himself. Pitch out to Manny Schultz. A huge hole on the right side. Got a block. Going to be spun near the 30-yard line. Spin and fall near another first down. Manny Schultz comes up with a little extra energy.
First and 10, Royals.
And the Royals gain the 10 more yards and another first down. Again, this NASCAR offense, just go, go, go. Pitch it out to Cade Stats with a stiff arm. Got a big block inside the 20. Cuts back inside, and Cade Stats with the touchdown. What vision for Cade Stats. Went to the outside and cut right back up the middle, and Stats goes the distance for the touchdown. And the Assumption Royals strike early here in the second half. Again, one big point of emphasis, I'm sure at halftime, you got to get those edge blocks. And that's exactly what they did on that drive. Better snap, better hold. The Laces were facing Kubis. It doesn't matter. Mason is 6 for 6 on the season. 9:37 to go here in the third quarter. Pepin-Alma 22, Assumption 15. You're watching Assumption Royal Football, Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. Cade Stats on the touchdown run. Assumption Royals now trail 22-15, just a seven-point deficit now. Mason Kubis do the honors to kick it away. See if we can get you a score from Amherst. They were trailing 18-0 against Medford in the first quarter. I can't even fathom the last time that has happened. They're down 20-0. In the second quarter at home, the Amherst Falcons are. Unheard of. Kubis back to kick for the Royals. Slaps his pants, and a high end-over-end kick. He's going to bounce and roll inside the 5 and just get into the end zone. Man, that was as close as it gets. Maybe half an inch or a football length into the end zone for the touchback. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties. 715-213-4468. Again, if you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties at 715-213-4468. See what Pepin-Alma can do now. Out of the halftime break. Brings it on the counter. Evan Olson has nowhere to go. Cade Stats is there. Breaks a tackle along the sideline. Tiptoes the sideline. Gets taken out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Cade Stats was there, and then he got a nice block from his receiver here on the near side. Jackson Riesgroff. A play that looked like it was going to go backwards. Play that looks like it was going to go backwards. Does gain 6. Handed up the middle again, and right there it looks like big number 50, Gunnar Kraus. A big play by Gunnar, the junior defensive lineman. And it's third down coming up here for Pepin-Alma. Kraus got low that time and beat the offensive lineman across from him. That's one thing they lacked in the first half. 9 minutes to go, third quarter, 22-15. Pepin-Alma, third down and a long 3 yards to go. A lot of movement. That's got to be a false start. Yep, there were at least 2 or 3 guys on. Oh, my goodness. Somehow they got a timeout called. I guess we'll do the same. 8:53 to go in this third quarter. Back to Wisconsin Rapids after this.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free.
Third down and a long 3 to go here for Pepin-Alma. Timeout taken. That is a big timeout early here in the second half for the Eagles. Big third down at the 27-yard line. Going to roll out to his left, back to pass. Pressure's on right there, and it is incomplete. A huge stop by this Assumption defense. Gunnar Kraus in there again. Holy man, the pressure immediate from the right side of the defensive line. Can't get better than that defensively for Assumption on that drive. That was outstanding by Gunnar Kraus on that drive defensively. Fourth down and 3. Good snap and a good punt. Shaw will let it bounce at the 44-yard line and then roll out of bounds at the Assumption. We'll see where the near official calls it. The 32-yard line. That is where the Royals will take over, 1st and 10. But, man, what a defensive possession for the Assumption Royals. Gunnar Krause right there for the Royals that whole drive. What a phenomenal job by that young fella. Rustic Redefine provides a boutique shopping experience with unique and affordable clothing and accessories to fit your individual style. Shop Rustic Redefine on 8th Street in Wisconsin Rapids. Manny Schultz in motion, hands it up the middle to Lieberg. As Demetrius Bergman is back into the game, he just hit Jack Klott on that play. Gains 2, long 2 on the play. Again, Assumption, go, go, go. They have the athletes again to do it. Klott under center. In motion goes Stats. Rolling out to his right is Klott. Across the middle, Moyer is open, the 45, the 50, the 45, 40, the 30, cuts back into the turf. A flag comes in, but Joey Moyer wide open, and he asks to come off the field. It looks like there is a flag. It looked like a flag on the play. I believe Ryan Shaw might be called for holding. A sideline warning on Pepin-Alma. So what a play and what a run by Joey Moyer. He's trying to get that left leg. Get that left leg rolled out. But a 1st and 10 for Assumption. What a nice play that was. Joey Moyer open across the middle. Again, he slipped on the turf. That might be why he's trying to figure himself out. Up the middle for Lieberg. Still rumbling and bumbling inside the 20. Nick Lieberg and the Royals have all the momentum right now. Assumption, a couple of huge plays and a couple of big first downs. First down for the Royals. Inside the red zone. Klott's going to keep it himself off the left side. Pitch it to Stats inside the 20. Break a tackle. Run over a defender inside the 15 to the 11-yard line. The Assumption faithful love it. And it's going to be second down and about 2.
Pickup of 8 on the play, second down.
Second and 2, ball at the 11. Klatt under center. A couple of Royals in motion, and you can't have that. Man, oh man. A drive killer. Still second down, though, and manageable. Second and 7. They had one of those last week where two of the Royals were in motion at the same exact time. Obviously, you can't have that. Can't have that. Klatt under center. Schultz in motion. Pitches it out to Manny. Gets a big block. Gets a big hole off the right side. Inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown Assumption. There is a flag. It's in the vicinity of holding.
Looks like a holding penalty against the Royals.
And it is. So back-to-back penalties on Assumption. It is a spot foul, so it'll be second and probably 13 or so. A tough call on that play. See if we can take a look at it here in just a moment. But Manny Schultz was into the end zone, but apparently got a holding there. Coach Sullivan wanted Joey Moyer to get back into the game. He wasn't ready. Klotz is going to keep it himself. Pitch it out to Cade Statskin. Gets the outside to the 20. The 15, a stiff arm inside the 10 to the 5. Keeps those legs rolling inside the 2. Gets all those yards back and more. And Cade Stats having himself another phenomenal night. It's going to be first and goal at the 1.
First and goal, Royals.
First and goal inside the 1-yard line for the Royals. Klatt under center. Hands it up to Lieberg or Klatt. One of the two. It looks like Jack kept it himself. Touchdown Assumption. From 1 yard out, kept it in the gut of Lieberg, and then he just followed Nick the whole way, and Assumption is down just 1. What a turn of events here to start the second half. Going back and looking at that holding call, Cade Stats called for the hold. Good snap, good hold, Kubas, and it is no good. Man, oh man. Wide left, first miss of the year for Mason Kubas. 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter, 22-21. Pepin-Alma on top. Back to Wisconsin Rapids after this on Zaleski Sports.
The Trading Post in Wisconsin Rapids is Central Wisconsin's premier antique mall, consignment, and sports shop. We're the store with more selection, more items changing daily, more chances to find something unique.
Trading Post in Wisconsin Rapids, the store you can get lost in and enjoy it.
At Bauer & Fine Business Technologies in Marshfield, our company has been serving Central Wisconsin since 1955. We're still locally owned and believe strongly in supporting the communities that support us. If you're a current customer, thank you. If you're not a current customer, we'd love to work with you. Let's talk about copiers, printers, postage meters, and network services. Give us a call today at 800-288-2712 or visit our website at b-bt.com. Bauer & Fine Business Technologies. Better business together.
We have played 5 minutes of this second half. The Assumption Royals have scored 2 touchdowns and trail by just 1 point. And appreciate everyone tuning in tonight on Zaleski Sports. 8 games for you tonight. We got a handful of other events tomorrow, including soccer and some volleyball. Check out the weekly schedule, the Grassland Dairy weekly schedule, on our website, ZaleskiSports.com. 22-21. Mason Kubas back to kick. That was by far his worst PAT attempt of the season. The one he missed just wide left just moments ago. Gubis gets the okay. And a little blooper is going to hit at the 32-yard line. Ball's on the ground, and right there is the Assumption Royals, Cade Stats, along with Joseph Johnson. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Pepin-Alma at the 29-yard line.
Tackle on that play by Joseph Johnson.
Thank you to our game day sponsors, Zach's Technology, Rapid Sheet Metal, Sparhawk Trucking, and Scott Krug Realty. Again, our game day sponsors can't do these games without them. The reads, the commercials, the lower thirds underneath the scoreboard. 1st and 10 for Pepin-Alma on their second drive of this half. And again, they're just trying to figure their guys out. Trips left. And a wide receiver screen. The pass was backwards. Joey Moyer is there. Broken tackle. Mason Kubis just able to trip him up. Otherwise, Evan Olson would have been off to the races. Moyer was there. He got out of the tackle of Moyer. And Evan Olson gained what he could. Again, that pass was thrown backwards. 2nd down and 8. Seifert under center. Pitches it out to the far side, looking, and holy man, look at the penetration by that defensive line for Assumption. Cade Stats was there, along with Walker Livernash. 3rd down and long again coming up for Pepin-Alma. 6 minutes to go, halfway through the second half, or halfway through this third quarter, I should say. Another huge 3rd down coming up. Seifert under center. And going to roll out to his left. 3-step drop. Looking for his receiver. He's got him open. And he dropped it! Oh, my goodness! Kanan Mann had a touchdown, and he dropped it!
Pass falls incomplete.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
4th and 7.
The 6'2 junior. He got behind Ryan Shaw, and that was a disaster waiting to happen, and went right through his hands. Coach always told us that it's the worst place to get hit by a football is in the hands. 4th down coming up for the Eagles. Again, Mann is an illegal receiver to the near side. He is being covered up, so he cannot catch the football. And the pressure is on. And that one is going to bounce, and Ryan Shaw is going to let it roll near the 20. That is where the Assumption Royals will start their next possession at the 19-yard line. But another phenomenal defensive possession for the Assumption Royals, which could have turned disastrous if Kanan Mann would have caught the football. 2:19 to go in Edgar in the first half. 6-0 Wildcats. They just scored on Stratford. First and 10, ball at the 19-yard line, working right to left on your screen, south to north, as we look at the football field here in Wisconsin Rapids. Under center is Klott. In motion goes Stats. Klott's going to keep it himself off the left side, break a couple more tackles past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Again, just the penetration that Assumption is getting here in the second half, much, much different. And we will talk to Coach Sullivan about that. We'll talk to him about that in our Heartland Farms postgame show. And Lieberg falls forward for a yard. And it's going to be 3rd down coming up as Nick Lieberg comes up hobbling on that right ankle. And it is an official timeout, not a timeout taken by the Royals. But maybe got rolled up on that tackle. And Joey Moyers telling Coach Sullivan, we just got to NASCAR it up and run play after play after play. Trainer Josh, I believe, is on the far sidelines for Pepin-Alma, so he's not even over here. Nick Lieberg taking his helmet off. 3rd down and 2 yards to go. 4.5 to go here in the third quarter. Big 3rd down. Klotz hands it up. No, he's going to keep it himself. First down. Bounce to the outside, the 30, the 35, the 40, and he's going to be taken out of bounds and the flag comes in. A late tackle by Drew Seifert. And that's going to add 15 more yards onto the run. Again, Claude was running out of bounds. Seifert went with him out of bounds, and then he took him down hard out of bounds. So 15 more yards after the run by Klott. That's going to be first down inside Pepin-Alma territory. All the way to the Eagles' 42-yard line. Yeah, Nick Lieberg still trying to work out that right ankle, or that right leg. Wipe off the sweat from his brow. Pitches it out to Mason Kubis. Ball's on the ground again. And a fumble. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what the flag is.
Fumble on the play. Gives the Eagles the ball back.
And that's the second time that Mason Kubis has struggled to hang on to the football. And the flag will go on Assumption. So now Assumption needing a huge defensive stop. So it's going to be a false start on the Royals. The penalty is declined. Again, turnovers and penalties were killers last year for Assumption. And another turnover there offensively. Again, Mason has struggled to hang on to the football tonight. That was a nice job that time by Pepin-Alma's defender to wrap him up and not allow him to go back and get the football back. 22-21 Pepin-Alma, 4:15 to go in the third quarter. Eagles with the football. Hands it up off the left side. Demetrius Bergman on to the corner. He's going to be taken out of bounds and a first down for Demetrius. Ball at the 39-yard line for the Eagles.
Demetrius Bergman picks up the first down for the Eagles.
And the momentum turning so quickly. Just like that. First and 10 for Pepin-Alma at the Assumption 39-yard line. Hands it up to Bergman again off the left side, untouched all the way up the middle. He's going to fall again inside the 30-yard line and near another first down for the Eagles. Again, if he's not being touched, 5, 6, 7 yards until he's, or after he's touched, and spells disaster for a defense. Second down and a yard for the Eagles. And again to Bergman off the left side. He's going to be met there by Stats. It's going to be a first down for Pepin-Alma. Kate Stats right there for another tackle. It'll be first and 10 for Pepin-Alma, 3:20 to go in the third quarter. And appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Don Zaleski Sports, your home of Assumption Royal Athletics. Seifert back under center. On the counter. Olsen on the outside. He stiffs arm the defender. Joey Moyer destroys him out of bounds. And a big tackle by Joey. And it's going to be second down and 10. A big hit by Joey Moyer. That was a nice tackle by Joey. Second and 10 coming up. And tried the counter and nowhere to go. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 22-21 Pepin-Alma. Assumption almost jumped off sides. They reset the offense for Seifert. Bergman off the left or right side this time and ran into a wall of Assumption Royals. Going to be taken down there. The ball came out, but they said that Bergman was down.
Short gain on the play.
Third down coming up.
Third down.
You don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but these third downs becoming more and more and more important to get stops. 2:30 to go here in the third quarter. You trail by one, had all the momentum until the Mason Kubis fumble. Back under center for Seifert. Up the middle to Bergman. And it's going to fall inside the 20. It's going to be 4th down. 4-down territory for the Eagles, I would assume. Again, a straight hitter right off center. Fourth down for Pepin-Alma. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. And this is one of those plays. You got to watch the ball. Don't want to give them 5 free yards. Seifert under center. Evan Olsen, the wing to the right. And hands it off to Bergman off the left side. First down and more inside the 10.
Demetrius Bergman for the first down.
So first and goal right at the 10. Score update from Amherst. We'll take a look at that here in just a moment. With 90 seconds to go in this third quarter. Seifert back under center. Hands it up to Bergman off the left side, and Demetrius keeps his legs rolling inside the 5. Demetrius already a couple of touchdowns tonight. Score update from Amherst. Medford leads 20-0, and they are driving again with 30 seconds to go in the first half. Under a minute to go. And receiver to the near side is Mann. And Coach Sullivan will take a timeout. 50 seconds to go, third quarter. 22-21, Pepin-Alma back to Wisconsin Rapids after this.
When the last thing you need to happen does. One of our 16 mobile service trucks from Sherrill Tire and Service Center can keep you rolling and growing. Sherrill Tire and Service Center, your locally owned farm tire specialist.
Sherrill Tire and Service, keep growing and rolling with us.
Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Spectrum Benefit Solutions has offices located throughout central Wisconsin. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, and life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with hundreds of clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook to get started today. So it'll be second and goal from the 2-yard line with 50 seconds to go here in the third quarter. As they just announced the 50-50, $260 tonight. Seifert back under center. And Bergman off the right side, untouched, touchdown to Pepin-Alma. Bergman for the third time tonight. His 7th touchdown of the season in just 7 quarters. So 28-21, Pepin-Alma. See if they try and go for that 2-point conversion and make this a 2-possession game. Again, that PAT looming huge. That missed PAT by Mason Kubas looming huge. Seifert back under center. And hands off to Bergman, left side. Stood up. The 2-point conversion is no good. A great job of that offensive line, and it's just a 7-point deficit with 48 seconds to go in the third quarter. 28-21, Pepin-Alma back to Wisconsin Rapids, Southwood County Stadium, right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, this is Van Patrick Oates from Rapids Awards and More. People ask, what is the more part of Awards and More? Well, that means that we're more than just an award store. We engrave glass, wood, plastic, guns, Yeti cups, medals, knives, and so much more. We're located on the web at awardsandmore.us. And if you're in the Wisconsin Rapids area, visit our physical store at 1210 Pepper Avenue or check us out on Facebook. Rapids Awards and More than just awards. Hi, this is Van.
Assumption will take it. As Nick Lieberg trying to roll out his right calf. Again, we saw him go down during that last drive, and then a couple of plays later, Mason Kubas fumbled, and then obviously Pepin-Alma took over and took advantage and scored. 48 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It's a 7-point deficit for the Assumption Royals. As Maddox Stewart will be back to kick. And it'll be a line drive picked up and bobbled there by Johnson. And he's going to get taken down at the 35-yard line. And that is where Assumption will take over or take their next possession. Amherst trailing 26-0 at home to Medford. Again, that hasn't happened at Amherst, at least at home, at least since Coach Mark Lusick took over. That has not happened in a long time, and it's 28-0 Red Raiders. Man, oh man. Klott under center. And another flag. Another illegal procedure. And again, starting your drive 1st and 15 is obviously not ideal after you give up a touchdown. 42 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Shaw lined up to the near side. Nick Lieberg is back into the game with Manny Schultz and Cade Stats. Got a lot of movement on this Assumption or Pepin-Alma defense. Lieberg up the middle, gains those yards back to the 35, and he did gain those 5 yards back. So he'll be 2nd and 10 coming up for Assumption. Again, next week we'll have Assumption at Pittsville. 7 o'clock start over at Pittsville Senior High. And in motion goes Stats. He'll keep it himself. A couple of stiff arm, gets to the outside, and no flag for a face mask. A late flag comes in. Stats with a nice run, and then he got pulled down by the face. Stats will he will get about 9 yards, and then a personal foul face mask on Pepin-Alma. So add 15 more again. So 9 and 15 for Cade Stats. And it's 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line, and maybe that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Klott will go under center, and they will run a play. Hand it up out the right side to Lieberg, plowing over defenders again to the 31-yard line, and it'll be a first down to start our fourth quarter. And there is a Pepin-Alma Eagle on the ground. That will take us to the end of 3 quarters complete. 12 minutes to go, fourth quarter we go, 28-21 Pepin-Alma. We'll be back with the final 12 minutes right here on Zaleski Sports.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
Stone Innovations, home of Wisconsin's largest granite and quartz selection, is now featuring the best stone shopping experience in the state. Our brand new indoor facility allows for a home-like, comfortable atmosphere. Choose from hand-picked stone from around the world and select the perfect look for your dream kitchen in the best lighting possible. Then sit down with our free design services to customize the look of your kitchen. Our projects come with a lifetime warranty. Stone Innovations, Wisconsin's granite and quartz leader. Appleton, Rhinelander, Clover, Madison.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. Grant Hoffer, the injured Pepin-Alma Eagle. And again, Nick Lieberg on the sideline just trying to roll out that calf and get back into the game. Again, Nick is much needed, obviously.
After 3 quarters, Royals 21, Eagles 28.
And just trying to walk on that calf. He heads over to Coach Sullivan, wherever Coach Sullivan is. Gets a high five from Josh Paltz. Klott under center, hands it up. No, Klott's going to keep it himself. Pitched out to Stats, and it's another fumble. Cade falls on it. Again, start to run before he brings it in. It's going to be second down and 11.
Short loss. Second down.
A long 10, short 11. Score from Appleton, Fox Valley Lutheran 41, Wapaka 6. That game's not even to halftime yet. And the ball is on the ground again. Man, oh man, oh man. Back-to-back plays where Assumption has fumbled the football. And it's going to be third down and 11, just like that.
No gain on the play.
Phil Hartley says Klott with the keeper, but Klott fumbled the football, so he's had to keep it. Third down and 11. Pitches out to Manny Schultz, breaks one tackle, gets a nice block from Cade Stats, 20-yard line and more. It's going to be close to a first down, and they are going to give him the first down. He needed 11, got 13, 14 yards. And a great block again by Cade Stats. He was able to break that first initial tackle and then got to the edge, got a big block from Cade Stats, and then gained those yards needed. First down and 10 for Assumption inside the red zone. Stats in motion, hands up to Lieberg off the left side. Nick again keeps those legs rolling.
Nick Lieberg going up the middle.
And every time that Nick runs, he's
Second and 6.
every time Nick runs, he is more and more in pain, it looks like. I formation for Cade Stats, or off I, split I. Up the middle for Lieberg, falls inside the 10-yard line, stands him up, pulls him back. It's going to be third down and 2 yards to go.
Picks up 4 in the play, brings up third down.
See if we can get you a score here from Columbus Catholic, or excuse me, Spencer Columbus and Colby. It was 14-0 last look right before halftime, 21-0 Colby. Third down, hands up to Lieberg. No, he keeps him himself. Stats on the left side, touchdown! Cade Stats from 10 yards out, and the Royals back within a point. Again, read it perfectly to Jack Klott. Pitched it out to Cade Stats, and Cade into the end zone again for the Assumption Royals. With 9:55 to go here in the ball game. And now the ever-important PAT. Snap good, hold good. PAT is low. Man, oh man, what in the world? Mason Kubis not close on his last 2 PAT attempts. And again, just a 1-point deficit for Assumption. 9:55 to go fourth quarter, 28-27 in favor of Pepin-Alma. Back to Wisconsin Rapids after this.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company-paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood.
We're just past 8 o'clock here in Central Wisconsin. Steam Waves alongside Josh Bush and Olivia Zimmerman bringing you Week 2 high school football action on Zaleski Sports. It has been a doozy. Assumption fell behind in the first half, 22-8 right before halftime. Came back, scored a couple touchdowns, but right now the biggest thing, Nick Lieberg on the bench. He's been back and forth, but then the 2 missed PATs by Mason Kubis have been what has led Assumption to trail by a point with under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Mason back to kick it again. 28-27. Kubis the run up and the kick. A line drive this time. Going to bounce at nearly the 20-yard line. Picked up there. Big opportunity here for, and gobbled up there, Joey Moyer. And running down there first, Joseph Johnson. And Joey Moyer comes up a little limp with that right knee. And Joey's going to have to come out for a play. Looked like maybe knee on knee, and now they're out. They're two of their linebackers. No, Nick's back into the game. Again, Joey's one of those guys that really gets himself fired up. He goes down to the bench, or goes down the ground, cramping a little bit here tonight. 1st and 10 for Pepin-Alma. Back to pass, looking for a receiver. He's got him. It's going to be caught there by Maddox. That's Maddox Stewart, and a first down for Pepin-Alma, just like that, at the 49-yard line. Beat the coverage of Jack Klott. Ball at the 48-yard line. And Moyer laying on the turf, being stretched out by trainer Josh. Bergman up the right side. He's going to fall, gain about 5. 2nd down and 5 coming up. They're going to just ride Demetrius Bergman until Assumption stops him. That's what you got to do, right? I mean, that's he's your number 1 playmaker. And Joey Moyer, again, just trying to work out that right leg to get back into the game. Senior year, I'm sure, obviously, Joey doesn't want to miss any time. And in a big game like this, under center, run right up the middle, near another first down. They might give him the first down. And they do. A couple of runs by Demetrius Bergman and another first down for Pepin-Alma. First and 10, ball at the Assumption 42-yard line in 3 plays. It was down near the 25-ish. They switched their offensive line just a little bit. And on the reverse, Evan Olson in the near side, a lot of green in front of him. Nick Lieberg tries to chase him down. He's going to be taken out of bounds there. And going to gain about 9 on the play. And it's going to be 2nd down and a yard. On the reverse, they had Assumption fooled. And Pepin-Alma running it down again. 8:15 or 8:17 and counting. And getting to the edges as Pepin-Alma so far here in the last handful of drives. Bergman off the right side, again untouched. A big hole and another first down inside the 25 to the 24.5. Joey Moyer back into the game. Gunnar Kraus as well. As Walker Livernash goes back in for Brady Golot. But another first down for Pepin-Alma. 2 timeouts left for the Eagles, 3 for the Royals. I believe the Royals only have 2 as well. Hands off to Bergman off the right side. He stood up there, pushed back, but not after he gains 3 more yards. Up to the 21-yard line. 2nd and 7 coming up on the far hash mark. Again, don't forget, stick around. Heartland Farms post-game show. We'll have an opportunity to talk to head coach Jeff Sullivan. And if Assumption comes back and wins this football game, we'll have a player of the game as well. Talked to Kate Stats last week after his performance of 2 touchdowns, 3 rushes, 45 yards. And Olsen on the far side, cuts back inside, and going to come all the way back, stretch it out to Sleeberg, green grass in front of him, and he runs out of bounds near the 14-yard line. That's going to be a first, close to a first down. That's going to be an official timeout. The white hat goes and looks at it. Again, they had Olsen bobbled up on the far side, ran all the way across the field, and picked up a first down.
First down to the Eagles.
At the Assumption 14-yard line. Again, Assumption has been unable to stop Pepin-Alma the last handful of drives. Seifert under center, twin backs behind him. 7 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Read it, and off the left side, Bergman bounces off defenders, touchdown. Another 4-touchdown performance for Demetrius Bergman, just bouncing off the Assumption defenders. And another touchdown for Pepin-Alma, and it's 34-27. See if they go for 2 or go for just 1. And the last time they were stopped about a half-inch short on the 2-point conversion. It looks like they're going to try for 2 again to go up by 2 scores, and why not? The Assumption has been unable to stop you, and if you need 2 scores, might as well try it. 2-point conversion, ball at the 3-yard line. Everybody bunched at the line. Rolling out to his right, looking for Olsen. He's got him, and it's going to be incomplete. Looked like he may have been held in the end zone. The 2-point conversion is no good, no call. And with 6:44 to go in the fourth quarter, it is still just a 7-point deficit, 34-27. We'll be back to Wisconsin Rapids after this.
Rustic Redefined is the area's boutique clothing store for women and children. You'll find a personalized shopping experience with unique and trendy styles to choose from. Rustic Redefined specializes in affordable clothes and accessories with red carpet service. Find your individual style at Rustic Redefined on 8th Street South in Wisconsin Rapids and Rustic Redefined on Facebook.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids as the Assumption Royals trail Pepin-Alma 34-27. It was 22-8 at halftime. And Assumption got a big break on their last 2-point conversion as it looked like Manny Schultz had tugged Evan Olsen on his break. And the pass fell incomplete on the 2-point try. Score from Edgar, 8-0 Edgar over Stratford, your stereotypical Edgar Stratford score. Brookfield Academy and Pacelli, that game's got to be close to going final. 27-20 Brookfield Academy with 90 seconds left. Stratford Edgar, we know. Colby Spencer Columbus, it was 21-0 last look. Still 21-0. They're about to start the second half. Marshfield and Slinger will get you a score from there in just a moment. As the kick is a high-end over-ender taken by Ryan Shaw at about the 13-yard line. Opportunity here for Ryan. Comes back to the near side looking for Greengrass. A great tackle there taken by Drew Seifert. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Assumption at the 30-yard line.
Return by Ryan Shaw. 1st and 10 for the Royals.
Tied at Marshfield 14, Slinger 13. They just concluded halftime. McDonald Central and Greenwood, that was not a close game. Last look, it was 33-0, 40-0 at halftime, so they'll have running clock in Greenwood. Amherst and Medford. Amherst trailing 28-0 at halftime. Klotz up the middle to Lieberg. Gains 4.5. It'll be second down and 5.5 to go. Waupaca and Fox Valley Lutheran. Get you that score here in a moment as well. It was a bloodbath there as well. And a false start on the, it looked like Joey Moyer. Man, oh man, penalty after penalty after penalty again for the Assumption Royals here in the home opener. So 2nd and 6 goes to 2nd and 11. The clock runs with under 6 minutes to go in the ball game. If I kept track, I would know that there's been too many penalties on the Royals. Hands it off to Stats off the left side. Gets a first down and more. Great grass in front of him. The 50, the 40, the 35, 30. Stats one man to beat. And he drags him all the way inside the 15-yard line. Cade Stats another rumble inside the 15. And a 1st and 10 coming for the Assumption Royals. At the 13, the chain gang has to truck down the sidelines to get reset. 1st and 10 for Assumption. Ball at the 13-yard line. Klott will hand it up the middle to Lieberg. He's stopped there at the 10. They give him the 10.5. But Nick Lieberg, have yourself another great night. Mason Kubis checks into the game for Nick Lieberg. Klott under center. And hands it up the middle. No, Jack's going to keep it himself and gets swallowed up. Gains another yard, 3rd down coming up. Mobile Link in Wisconsin Rapids is your go-to for car and boat services, including window tinting, remote start, and accessorizing. That's Mobile Link on 8th Street in Wisconsin Rapids. 3rd down and a long 6, short 7. Klott back under center. Going to keep it himself, pitch it out to Mason Kubis. Try and get a block. He does. He goes nowhere. Back to the 10-yard line, 4th down coming up. 4-10 and counting. Again, those 2 missed extra points by Mason Kubis. Coming back right now to haunt the Assumption Royals. 4th down, 4 minutes to go. And a long look. Assumption cannot waste timeouts. Nick Lieberg goes back into the game. Again, at this point, you cannot waste timeouts. Get up to the line. We got to go. Man, oh man. Bad. 3:42 to go in the ball game. 4th down and long coming up. 34-27. Pepin-Alma back to Wisconsin Rapids after this.
There's definitely family pride in this. I mean, just thinking back that this business has been built since the late 1800s. My great-great-grandfather, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my father all working toward the same goal. There's definitely a lot of pride in that, and you want to make sure that you make the family proud.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids. Assumption facing a 4th and 7. Now they'll only have 1 timeout remaining. With 3:42 to go in the ball game, again they've given a valiant effort here in the second half. But they have not been able to stop Demetrius Bergman, who has 4 touchdowns tonight. He had 4 last week against Elmwood Plum City. And the biggest play of the game coming right now. 4th and 7. Ball at the 10-yard line. Assumption looking to at least get 7. Klott under center. In motion goes Stats. Hands it off to Cade off the left side. Gets tripped up, and he will go nowhere. Great penetration by Pepin-Alma. And now Assumption's going to need to stop. With 3:38 to go. Again, did not give Cade the opportunity to get to the edge. Usually that's one of those plays where you want to give Cade, which he has done all second half, the opportunity to get to the edge. Give him a pitch. Give him an opportunity to get his legs moving. And Assumption did not do that on that possession. Or on that play, I should say. 1st and 10, ball at the 10. Assumption's going to need a couple of big stops. Royals almost jumped off sides. Seifert under center. Hands it off to Bergman off the right side, and it gains 5. Gains 7 on the play. Demetrius Bergman having another career night. Second down coming up. Again, only one timeout remaining for the Assumption Royals, 3:20 and counting. And don't forget our Heartland Farms postgame show coming up at the conclusion. We'll have an opportunity to talk to head coach Jeff Sullivan. And if Assumption gets a takeaway or comes back and wins this game, we'll have a player of the game as well. Cade has had a great night. We talked to him last week, though. If Assumption comes back, we might have to talk to the quarterback, Jack Klott. Again, Seifert waiting as long as he can. And he didn't even wait until the official had his hand up. Bergman up the middle, big first down and more. It's past the 30 to the 32-yard line, first down for Demetrius. Couple more of those, and this game is going to be over. The biggest play to date, and Pepin-Alma came through big defensively, tripping up Cade's stats. But Demetrius Bergman having another phenomenal night. Royals back in action next Friday at Pittsville. Again, that game does somehow count for a conference game, even though Pittsville has moved to the Merriwood Conference. Seifert under center, just able to get it away. Big run. And Stats stands. It looks like Bergman up again at the 36-yard line. Again, those early timeouts taken by Assumption and the missed PATs coming back to haunt the Assumption Royals. Under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Coach Mike Olson telling his boys to got to get going. Don't want to take those timeouts to stop the clock. Coach Olson, I believe, standing all the way down here at the 29-yard line, the opposite side. Hand up the middle and tried to rip the ball out. And Coach Sullivan will take his final timeout with 95 seconds to go in the ball game. One more first down and this ball game is over. We'll take one more timeout, one more break. 34-27, Pepin-Alma back for the final 95 seconds right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Wisconsin River Orthopedics has been providing comprehensive care to Wood County for over 50 years. We offer urgent care for orthopedic pain and injuries, joint replacement, along with focused sports medicine care from evaluation to rehabilitation. Our facilities offer a spacious rehab center to get you back to doing what you love most, along with the latest technology in our ambulatory surgery center and a comfortable open MRI. Stop living with pain and limited range in your joints. Turn to Wisconsin River Orthopedics and get back to the way life is meant to be.
.95 seconds to go in this ball game. Pepin-Alma, if Assumption is able to stop them, no timeouts left for Assumption, which is ginormous. If Assumption is able to stop them here on third down, then they have an opportunity on fourth down to take as much time off the clock as you can. And hands it up. And the ball's on the ground. It is still loose. Holy man, that would have been huge. It's going to be fourth down for Pepin-Alma as Evan Olson he did fumble, but able to fall back on top of it. 80 seconds to go in the ball game. Assumption is going to put nobody back to return the punt. And Pepin-Alma is going to take down as much time as they can with under a minute to go. And we'll see what that brings us down to with 60 seconds left. That'll be about 47 seconds. So Pepin-Alma is going to take it all the way down. They might as well take a penalty. Nope, they're not. They're going to take a timeout. 47 seconds left. We'll keep it right here as Thank our friends over at Heartland Farms. Heartland Farms is a fifth-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes and currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. They are currently the cream of the crop in the potato farming business. Learn more at heartland.farm. That is heartland.farm. Again, Pepin-Alma, I'm assuming they'll try and punt it away and not allow Assumption to get good field position. Ryan Shaw will be back to receive, and we'll see if Coach Sullivan wants to bring the house and get as much pressure on, I believe it's Drew Seifert. They did have a blocked punt last week at Necedah. 47 seconds to go. Freddie Mercury trying to pump up the crowd here in Wisconsin Rapids. Ryan Shaw stands all the way back at his own 30-yard line. Now he comes back to about the 32. Drew Seifert back to punt. See what kind of pressure Assumption can get on him. Cade Stats had the block last week. Moyer off the right end. Stats right up the middle. The pressure is on, and it is, oh my goodness! Stats was a half of fingertips shy of another block. And Demetrius Bergman downs it at the 40-yard line. 40 seconds left in the ballgame. Assumption, no timeouts. Down by 7. The big question is, obviously you got to score first, but you're at home. Do you go for 2 and try and win the ball game? Especially that Mason Kubis has struggled kicking PATs the last couple times. 39 seconds to go. Clot under center. Schultz in motion. Going to be rolling out to his right. Look to pass. Finds Cade Stats. Can't stay in bounds, and he's going to stay in bounds. Nope. They stopped the clock. The official put his hands up to stop the clock. That was a bad job by the sideline official. 30 seconds to go. And Pepin-Alma is going to take a timeout. The sideline official right here waved his hands to stop the clock, and then he looked at our white hat and said, roll it. So 24 seconds to go. Assumption needs 52 yards. 34-27 Pepin-Alma. This has been a phenomenal football game all around. A couple of missed opportunities for the Royals with the PATs and a turnover. The biggest one of the game, I believe, was Mason Kubis' fumble when Nick Lieber came out of the football game with his injury. Because of that, they tried to pitch it to Mason Kubis. He lost control of it. Pepin-Alma fell on top of it, and 5 or 6 plays later, they scored a touchdown. 24 seconds remaining. Pepin-Alma will have 1 timeout left. But the biggest thing right now for Assumption, you got to get first downs for that clock to stop, and you got to get enough yards to make it feasible to try and win this or get the touchdown. Ryan Shaw, the receiver to the near side. Lieberg, Stats, and Schultz. Moyer, the tight end. Back to pass. Clot. And it is going to be up and incomplete. There were five Pepin-Alma Eagles up there trying to go after it with Joey Moyer. 3rd down and about 2.5 with 19 seconds left. That play took 5 seconds off the clock. Valiant effort there by Joey Moyer to go up and get that football. 3rd down and 2, 19 seconds left. In motion goes Stats, rolling out to his left. And there's going to be a false start again on the Assumption Royals.
False start against the Royals.
They should put the clock back to 19 seconds. It's going to be 3rd down and 7. Again, they should put 19 seconds back on the clock because the play did not count. They will not. We'll have those 2 seconds. We'll hopefully not have a big issue with those 2 seconds. 3rd and 7. Assumption needs a first down. Clock or to stop that clock. Schultz almost had another false start. Back to pass. Clot incomplete. Hit as he throws it. 4th down coming up. 4th and 7, ball at the 43-yard line. Assumption gets up to the line quickly. Again, Manny Schultz has got to be careful. He just about every play he moves early. Ball game right here, 4th and 7, 12 seconds left to go. Klott under center. Hands it up the middle. Lieberg falls forward for a first down. The clock will stop. Got to get up to the line of scrimmage. 7 seconds to go. Klott should spike it, and he does. With 1 second to go. There should not be 1 second. There was about 7 seconds when Lieberg got the first down. They didn't stop. It didn't seem like they stopped the clock. 1 second to go in the ball game. They will send their tall defenders back. That's Evan Olson. See if they try the hook and ladder or they go for the Hail Mary. Klott under center. Back to pass. Steps up. And nobody is there, and that will do it here tonight. Pepin-Alma comes away with a road victory over the Assumption Royals, 34-27. Pepin-Alma improves to 2-0. Assumption falls to 1-1, and they'll be at Pittsville next week. We'll have that game for you. We'll have an opportunity to go down and talk to head coach Jeff Sullivan when we get back with our Heartland Farms post-game show right after this on Zaleski Sports.
There's definitely family pride in this. I mean, just thinking back that this business has been built since the late 1800s. My great-great-grandfather, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my father all working toward the same goal. There's definitely a lot of pride in that, and you want to make sure that you make the family proud. There's definitely family pride in this. I mean, just thinking back that this business has been built since the late 1800s. My great-great-grandfather, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my father all working toward the same goal. There's definitely a lot of pride in that, and you want to make sure that you make the family proud.
Right.
Make sure we get the thumbs up here, and then we'll be good to go. Good, 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 good. Good.
Hey, Chase.
All right.
Chaser.
All right. Welcome back to Wisconsin Rapids as the Assumption Royals drop their first game of the year, 34-27 against Pepin-Alma. Coach, a valiant effort. You were just talking to your guys about it. Came out in that second half, scored 2 touchdowns in 5 minutes. Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably one of the best games I've been associated with. It would have been one of the top if we would have won, obviously. But that was a great game. 2 teams battling, fist fight the whole night. We down 2 scores there right away at half. That just hurt and changed to our no huddle stuff, and we got that momentum and it really struggled to stop us. We just kept shooting ourselves in the foot with some dumb mistakes but proud of the guys. They worked their tails off. They busted their butts the whole game, and the good things will happen if those guys keep doing that. We just got to clean up some of the mistakes that we made. Back in action again
Next week in Pittsville, get right back at it on Monday. Just talk a little bit about going up to Pittsville in a conference, non-conference sort of weird game.
Yeah, it'll be fun to. Well, I guess we played them last couple of years, but yeah, go over to Pittsville there, and I haven't really watched anything on them yet, just from last year and previous years. But see what they got. We'll exchange some film and see what they look like, and go from there. But yeah, hopefully we'll get over there and get after them a little bit.
Perfect. See you next week, Coach. Thank you.
Yep.
With that, we're going to sign things off here from Wisconsin Rapids. The Assumption Royals again dropped their first game of the year, 1-1 now. Pepin-Alma improves to 2-0. For Olivia Zimmerman and Joshua Bush, this is Steve Abe signing off from Southwood County Stadium in Wisconsin Rapids. You have been watching Assumption Royal football right here on Zaleski Sports. We have a whole slate of games next week again for you. Check out ZaleskiSports.com weekly schedule. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. And for everyone at Zaleski Sports, thank you again for tuning in. Your home for Assumption Royal football exclusively right here, Zaleski Sports. Good night, everyone.